Night Sweat is a poem by an American poet Robert Lowell, published in the 1964 collection For the Union Dead. This confessional poem has 228 rhyming verses with a varied iambic pentameter. The first 14 verses has ABCDCDFFGG rhyme scheme and is written as a Shakespearean sonnet, while the last 14 verses has the ABABCDDCEFGFG rhyme scheme and is written as a Petrarchan sonnet. The speaker of the poem struggles with a writer's block and may be the poet himself. The poem is set in the speaker's room. Don't forget to subscribe. The poem begins by listing everyday objects in a writer's workspace: a table, books, a lamp, and a pen. This workspace, which might also be his bedroom, feels small and simple. The litter could be torn up pages, showing his frustration. His stalled equipment likely refers to a pen that isn't being used, symbolizing his struggle to write. The old broom might represent his inability to clear away his creative block. The list of objects comes abruptly, creating a sense of disorder and anxiety. The standing lamp might symbolize inspiration, but since it's just standing, it suggests a lack of progress. He then contrasts his cluttered workspace with a tidied room, possibly symbolizing how his external world is neat while his mind remains chaotic. He mentions suffering from sleeplessness for 10 nights, with sweat soaking his white pajamas, making them droop like wilting leaves. His anxiety about writing has overwhelmed him, leaving his creativity at a standstill. The speaker is sweating heavily, feeling as if his whole body is drenched. The word embalmed suggests he feels lifeless, as though trapped in sweat, requiring preservation. His mind is overworked, even in sleep, as if he is struggling with thoughts non-stop. His sweating is so extreme that it feels like water flowing over him. He describes his skin as being covered in salt, emphasizing discomfort. His head is soaked, and though many thoughts flood his mind, he doesn't know which one to focus on. His sleeplessness and sweating come from his desire to write something meaningful, which he calls life's fever. He explains how the pressure of time and the struggle to succeed have drained him, leaving him feeling empty and uninspired. His creativity is stuck, almost as if his imagination has been soaked away by his sweat. He dreams of writing a masterpiece, but his thoughts keep dragging him down, making it impossible to create. Simply, he is out of ideas. The childlike part of him, his curiosity and innocence, is gone, yet his will to die remains, meaning he longs for wisdom and maturity. It seems that this child isn't entirely at peace, it still struggles, stuck between wanting to fully disappear and being unable to do so because life keeps pulling him back. And he still has writing to do. The poet sees his body as one with the universe, comparing it to an urn that holds his burning spirit, full of literary ambition. The urn, linked to death, symbolizes how his passion consumes him. He acknowledges that life is the only chance to fulfill one's dreams. His spirit burns so intensely that it even fuels his night sweats. In this struggle, he begins to break free from his writer's block. The speaker wakes up, not fully conscious, as daylight hits his eyes. He imagines restless horses longing for the dark, which might symbolize his instincts working while he sleeps, causing his night sweats. Suddenly, he exclaims, "Behind me!" You, as if startled by someone's presence. This marks a shift in his mindset. Night fades into dawn, bringing a change in his attitude. The gloomy, death-related thoughts, symbolized by the gray-skulled horses, retreat into the darkness. The presence of his wife brightens his perspective, giving him hope. He describes these horses, possibly representing his own fears, whinnying in the night, as if reluctant to let go of their grip on him. The speaker soaks in the morning light, feeling a brief sense of relief. Sunlight spills onto his bed and his damp, sweaty clothes. He shivers as if stepping out of a cold bath, suddenly aware of his physical existence, just flesh and blood. The daylight fills the room, washing over him, and he focuses on the bed, the place where he wrestles with his night sweats. His wife and child bring comfort, easing his creative struggles. He describes his child's energy as exploding dynamite, wild and spontaneous. However, just like the flickering sunlight, this burst of energy doesn't guarantee lasting inspiration. The child within him, which had seemed dead, now awakens like an explosion. He expresses gratitude to his wife, who clears away the black webs of his mental blocks. He compares her to a hare, full of energy, while he had been trapped in darkness. Just her presence is enough to clear his mind. In the final lines, the poet calls his wife a poor turtle and asks her to absolve him, acknowledging the burden she carries due to his emotional struggles. He knows his anxiety and breakdowns affect her. Comparing himself to a drowning man, he suggests he isn't strong enough to handle life's storms alone. He describes the turtle's shell as a dead weight, much like the responsibilities weighing her down. In many traditions, turtles symbolize endurance and strength. His wife is his anchor, holding everything together. He calls her dear heart, fully surrendering to her love and support to pull him out of his depression. The poem explores the overwhelming anxiety and self-doubt that come with creative struggles. The speaker, likely a writer, wakes up drenched in sweat, symbolizing his frustration with writer's block. He feels trapped by his inability to create, describing his body as an urn burning with ambition. The creeping damp invades his once tidy space, showing how fear and self-doubt take over. His stalled equipment, referencing his mind or pen, won't function, making him feel drained and useless. He worries that time is running out, as he only has one life to produce meaningful work. The poem suggests that creative anxiety can become a vicious cycle, drowning an artist in self-doubt. Hope you comment and subscribe.